Okay, so for this one, it asks a few questions. The first one is, does it open up or down? And so we're looking at our leading coefficient there. It's positive, so therefore we're going to go up. Next, it asks for the vertex. So it's not in vertex form, so we need to use our equation. X equals negative b over 2a. So therefore, it's going to be 15 over 10 or 3 halves. Or if you want to write it 1.5, take your pick. Now we need our y value for this. So let's plug in 3 halves into our equation. So it's 5 times 3 halves squared minus 15 times 3 halves plus 2. Working through that, 5 times 9 fourths minus 45 over 2 plus 2. And then multiplying things, 45 over 4. And now we need common denominators. So let's multiply this one by 2 over 2. That's 90 over 4. And then let's multiply this one by 4 over 4. So we get a total of our positive numbers would be 53 over 4 minus 90 over 4. So that's going to be negative 37 over 4. So writing our vertex, either it's going to be 3 halves, comma, negative 37 over 4, or if you want to go decimals, 1.5 and then negative 9.25. Let's see, the next question. They want to know, where are the intercepts, x-intercepts and y-intercepts? So our y-intercepts are very easy to find for this. That all we have to do is set our x value equal to 0. And so that would mean that 0 and that 0, and we're only left with that. So your y-intercept is 0, 2. So that makes it easy. Now our x-intercept, or x-intercepts, or could be more than one, we have to set our overall equation is minus 15 x plus 2. Set the whole thing equal to 0 because x-intercepts the y value 0. We could try to factor this with our a times c method. It's going to get kind of messy. So let's use quadratic. Negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. Now negative and negative, they're going to cancel. Negative 15 squared is 225 minus 10 times 4, so minus 40 all over 10. Then 15 plus or minus, combine these together. That's going to be 185 over 10. Now we should try to break down this 185 to see if they want an exact value. If we, let's see, it's not going to divide by 3, not going to divide by 4. We can divide by 5, in which case it's going to be 37. And that's not going to break down anymore. All right, so our x-intercepts, if they want exact values, are going to be 15 plus square root of 185 all over 10, comma 0, and then 15 minus the square root of 185, all over 10, comma 0. So be careful if they want the exact values versus some estimates. Next thing on their list is sketch the function. So let's use the information that we found. So our vertex is going to be down here at negative 9.25. And now we could figure out roughly what these numbers are if you want to get a decimal approximation so you can graph a little bit more easily. Although you only really need 2 points, I believe. So our vertex and our y-intercept should be good enough. But this will be a little bit less than 14. So it's about 1 over 10. So this one's going to be close to about 0.1. And then the other one is going to be almost 29. So roughly about 2.9. So let's go ahead and try and graph. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to have a point at negative 1.5 and then negative 9.25. We're going to cross around 0.1 and just before 3. And then up here at 2 is where we're going to have our y-intercept. And now our axis of symmetry is going to go through the middle. That's a little bit off. So we moved 1.5 over this way, and we got this point. So 1.5 this way, we'll have an equivalent point. And now we can sketch our graph. But using our y-intercept and our vertex will be key points for that. We can't get the exact value for our x-intercepts, they're decimals, but we can use it to help give a little estimate, make sure it makes sense for us. Next, it asks for the axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry is here that we drew. It goes through the vertex, so it's x equals 1.5. It's always x equals whatever that x value is. Next, determine the minimum or maximum. Now, since this one is opening up, it's going to have a minimum, and that lowest minimum value is negative 9.25. It then asks for the domain and range. Well, our domain is always going to be all real numbers because there's nothing that can't go into a polynomial, especially a quadratic. And then our range, we want to start at the bottom. What's the smallest value we get? That is our minimum. So bracket on that because we actually hit it with our graph. And then it's going to keep on going up. Make sure you have parentheses on your infinity. And that's it. Now, don't let these scare you, that it doesn't have to be done all at once. Take it step by step, little bit by little bit. Do the little things you need to do. Remember what things are asking. X-intercepts, the y is 0. Y-intercept, the x is 0. Vertex, use your vertex equation. So all the little things that we did, and a lot of these are going to be on the formula sheet, so a few things you don't have to worry about.